Jai. Jai Jagannath, Radhe Radhe. We are reading third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, starting from verse 17. As usual, if you want to ask anything, clarify, objections, whatever, questions, you please stop me. Huh? Okay, 17. A human being who loves the self certainly becomes satisfied in the self and peaceful within the self. For such a person, there is no need to perform any action. Now, of course, the self here is the Atman in the sense of the actual Atman Brahman. It's not self in the sense of selfish. You know, sometimes some people may try to interpret the verse in under a selfish perspective. It's not a fact. Okay. Verse 18. This person does not have any reason to abstain from activities or from the prescribed duty, just like he does not have any reason to perform any duty. In this world, he does not depend on any other creature or situation or object for any purpose. Okay, this I think needs some clarification. The religious duty or swadharma is the work, the yajna, the sacred action, karmano, yagyartat karmano, anyatra, yagyartat karmano. All the actions, all the swakarma, swadharma have to be performed for the sake of yajna. It's a sacred action. It's a religious duty. Work is a religious duty. By the proper work that is beneficial to the universal community and is in accordance to our abilities and sincere work, we support the universe. We help the devas to support the universe. This is why the word dharma comes from the same root of dhar, which means to support. Okay. Now, we perform our duty as a religious and spiritual action. This means we are not attached to the result. Krishna said, karmanyeva adhikaraste mahapalesu kadachana. Means you have the adhikar to perform your karma, your dutiful action. But you never have the right to the fruits of the work, because the fruit of the work is going around the universe. It has to go around. We made the example that the Virat Rupa, the universal community, is like the body of the Virat. If the hand takes the food but doesn't put it in the mouth, it's not going to get any benefit. The hand can, smear the food on the fingers, but that's not the way that it will get the proper nourishment. The job of the hand is to bring the food to the mouth. The job of the mouth is to start preparing the food for the stomach. The job of the stomach is to digest the food and send the digested food everywhere in the body, to the blood. We should do the same. Our work should be done for the purpose of serving the body of the Virat Purusha. Which means we are not attached to the fruits of our work. We do our duty because it is good to do it. In fact, when we do a good job, we do a good work, and we really put our sincere effort, all our activity, our abilities, training, and we see it's a good job, then just the fact that we have done a good work is a huge satisfaction. You don't need to get a particular, profit for that work. Just the fact that you've done a good job is a proper satisfaction. So the work should go to the benefit of all beings. This means that you don't really need to do anything. You just do your duty. You don't have any reason to perform your duty other than because it is your duty. But at the same time, you also have no reason to abstain from your activities. You have no reason to avoid doing your duty because your duty is your dharma, swadharma, is your function in the universe. If you don't work, Krishna says, you cannot even maintain your own body. So, people who don't work, they should not depend on anyone else or anything. How is it possible for someone not to depend on others and not do any work? Even if we are in the forest, if we just pick the fruits from the trees, we are depending on the trees. So it is important that Krishna puts these two things together. There, one should have no selfish reason to do any work or to abstain from the work, but it should not depend on anything else or anybody else. Because someone who's just depending from others is it's not useful to the universe. It's a parasite. A parasite is someone who is just taking and not giving anything back. This is why Krishna says that someone who just enjoys the gifts of the devas without reciprocating is a thief. Is eating sin. Is eating, bad karma. So every individual has some guna and karma. It's not that everybody has to do the same work, the same job. According to guna and karma, we have different potentials, different skills, different interests, different inclinations. So we cannot evaluate work on an objective basis, in a sense, because whatever work we do, if we do it sincerely, honestly, and for the benefit of the universal community, we do our best, and that's sufficient. Like there is the famous little story of Sri Ram and Hanuman, they were building the bridge to Lanka. And all these big vanaras were going up and down with all these big boulders, big stones to build the bridge. And there was one small animal, who was carrying a very little pebble, very little, rock, very small. Some versions of the story even say grains of sand, and they're going, very, very sincerely carrying these little pebbles to help building the bridge. And some of the wanderers were getting annoyed and say, hey, get out of the way. We cannot do our work properly because you're in the middle. You're not doing anything. You're not needed. You're just a nuisance. But then, it is not true, because everybody gives what they have to give. The ant is doing a different work than an elephant. So the ant will consume less, the elephant will eat more. But the evaluation of the work of the ant and the elephant should be done on the honesty, on the sincerity that is invested in the work. So it is important not to depend on anyone, any person, any creature, any situation, any object, but depend on God only. We do, we do our seva to God, and we know God will take care. Is this clear enough? Is there any question?
Yes.
Okay. Then we go. 18. Therefore, you should always perform your activities in the proper way, but without attachment, because by performing selfless work, a man achieves the supreme. So, selfless here means that it is not, the focus on the Atman before was not the focus on the material personality. So, Satatam Karyam Karma Sanatana Asakta Acharam Karma Param Atman Apnoti Purusha. Okay. So, the Param here, the Supreme, has many meanings. It means both the Supreme in the sense that he had, if someone who's working for Yagya attains the Supreme Vishnu, but it also means that such a person, by performing his duty selflessly as a service to the universal community, gets the best benefit. Because if we all do that, each person will get everything. There will be no shortage. There will be no poverty. There will be no injustice. Because everything works as limbs of the same body. Okay, so we have 20. Janaka and others like him became situated in perfection through the performance of activities. Also, you should consider the benefit of the general people. So, this means that you can also attain. Janaka was always a king. He never became a rishi or a sannyasi or anything. He was always focused on protecting the prajas, and he attained the perfect benefit, the perfect position, the highest position. And also, even if you don't want to get any benefit, still you should give a good example. Because otherwise people will follow your example and without understanding. So they will just imitate and the mess will come. And this verse is very interesting. whatever the best person does, the general common people follow the example, as his activities are implicitly accepted as the authoritative standard by the public. Yadya da charati shrestas tat eveterol jana. Sayat pramanam kurte lokastad anuvartate. So we have to be very careful what kind of people we present as the best people, as the examples of success. We presently we have a very present society has a very distorted idea of Shrestha. There is even a meme, it became quite famous. I like it, that says, "Stop making stupid people famous." Now, we are living in the culture of entertainment. We have the highest political places are, are filled by entertainers, basically, because they need to entertain the people, to keep the attention of the people. And they're also called the weapons of mass distraction. Distraction because they distract people from the actual problems of life. We had the first famous one was Ronald Reagan, President of the United States. He was an actor before he became a politician. Then another big entertainer was the famous Italian Prime Minister Berlusconi. Berlusconi was a comic, a comical character, comedian. He was a comedian, practically speaking. Not by trade, but by his behavior. Trump, more or less, is another person. Although controversial, but people are very attracted. They're very focused. And so is Zelensky, the Ukrainian guy. He's a comedian. So when we make these people famous, the common people will think these are important. So we should imitate. Now there is a craze about the actors. You have in India, you may have the three Khans, the Shah Rukh Khan, the Irfan Khan, whatever other Khan is there. The Khans in Bollywood. You know? Okay, let me check. Because it's easy to find on Google Khan Bollywood. We can find Bollywood.
Are it three Khans you are checking?
Yeah. Khan.
It's Amir Khan, Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan.
Exactly. Those. Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan, what is the other Khan? There are three. So actors, three. Amir Khan, Salman Khan, Saif Ali Khan, there are lots of Khans, But all the actors, who are the five Khans of Bollywood. Shah Rukh, Salman, Amir, Saif, Fardeen, whatever. So, I think Irfan Khan is the politician in Pakistan. Yeah, but he's another entertainer. They're all a family. So, but even the non-Muslim Bollywood actor, Amitabh Bachchan. Everybody is worshipping Amitabh Bachchan. Well, what did he do? Well, people are going to follow, they imitate those who seem to have success, Now, for example, now there is a lot of, in Italy there has been some scandal because of some YouTubers who had become quite successful by doing stupid things in videos. Such going around in a very expensive fast car and everything. Until one day they cause an accident and kill 2 people, including a child. And they were still filming the video, And, lots of people think this is good. They see stupid people doing stupid things in the films, in the series, in the comedies, and they imitate them because these are successful people. They went on TV, they went on the cinema. They're look at how much money they make. They're successful. So we need to be very careful about the example we set for people. For the general population, and especially we have to discourage people from making, stupid entertainers famous, or, more than what they actually are. Okay. So, this is an interesting point.
But in that thing,
Yes.
like we don't have any hand. Like if people are worshipping those actors, it's between them and that actor. We can't do anything. Like
No,
if
we
we
cannot. Well, one thing we can do is to stop giving them money. If we want to get some, watch some film, I doubt that those films have much value, but try to avoid stupid films. Try to avoid people who make themselves famous by being stupid. If we can do something more, we can tell other people, you see, these are famous people, but they're not better people. They're just stupid dudes, who just happen to be good actors. What is the merit of being good at pretending to be something they're not? Of course, this is not supporting the GDP in the cinema industry. But we need to help people understand better values, because this spreads not just in the cinema, but it spreads in politics and it spreads in religion. So lots of these fake gurus are actually entertainers. So if we support them, we encourage people to worship fake models. It's in social life and everything. Of course, we cannot make a big difference individually, but if we elevate our own consciousness, our own approach to life and to relationships and everything, situation changes. More people will also join in, and the situation will change even more. It's a big job. It's not, you know. I know it's nice to just sit, in a very quiet place and have the shanti, because there cannot be any happiness without peace. You know. But still, in the middle of the Kurukshetra, how much peace can you have? You know, we need to try to do as much as possible. Whatever we can, as I said before, the ant is not working as much as the elephant is working. So we don't, we cannot. Tell. You're saying something?
No, no, yeah, that's what I was saying. That yeah, that we are like ants only.
Exactly. But still, we are doing our work honestly, sincerely, and the result will come. Because
But one more thing which I feel that there are no Shresht people, like very few, and that too, like common people might not want to hear about, or they are stuck in this politics and film industry people and all these cricketers. If at all,
yeah, yeah. Well, it is true, but only to a point, because even if we get one person to become more conscious, it's already a big deal. And if we can make more person become more conscious, more knowledgeable, more sincere, more truthful, more understanding of the real purpose of life, it's already a big deal. If you can get two people, that's even more. You understand? It's one by one. This is not something that can be imposed from above. It has to grow grassroots. Personally, now I've been working a little bit more on Quora, because I cannot do much otherwise, but okay, I focus on Quora. And, it shot up. Now I have more than 20,000 views per week. So it's not one person. It's 20,000 every week. Regular. Not that, okay, this week is 20,000 and then next week is 3. Or 50. No, it's 20,000 every month. And I am not doing so much entertainment on Quora. I'm very blunt. Even my videos on YouTube, they're not really entertainment. The quality of my videos is not really good. So you cannot really, label them as entertainment. I'm not an entertainer. So, but still, you see, some, people are interested. So if we can find more people who can be more interested, not to support my channel, but to become more interested in serious discussions, serious study, serious understanding, serious application in practice of the teachings. That will be, that's our only hope. We can only do so much, but we need to do it seriously. So yeah, this is this is it. Okay, we'll do. Osama Prita. In all the 3 words, there is absolutely nothing that I need to do or that I want to obtain. Yet I also engage in proper activities. Even God is giving the example. 23. Apartha. If I ever chose to abstain from the proper activity, all the human beings will follow my example. This is a problem because people don't know what God is, so they think God doesn't care. "24. If I did not engage in my work, these people, these worlds, would suffer a disaster. I would be the cause of degradation in society and of the destruction of these creatures." So God is taking care. Even if if there is a disaster, still God's plan is going on in spite of all the, resistance of that people are giving. Okay. 28.
So in this previous verse, like
Yeah.
when Krishna is saying, if I don't do, so what work he meant to say, like when he takes avatar and does Leela, that thing,
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
maintenance of universe in general, because that
Yeah.
is being done through his agencies, right?
Yes.
He is Akarta, as we say.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly. Yeah. This is exactly the point. The worker, the general worker, the maintenance of the universe is done by the laws of nature.
hmm,
The God as the Purusha principle is not really working. Like Krishna also says that the Purusha is not doing anything, but it's only all the activities are performed by the Prakriti. But still, we need to put the energy into it. So God is putting his Prakriti, engaging his Prakriti in the work. So that is, God and the Prakriti, the Shakti, cannot be separated. So God is also talking
hmm,
about his Shakti. Now, in the Para Prakriti, the spiritual Prakriti, Yoga Maya, God is working with as an avatar, as you already said, which is very correct. It's working as avatar. And in the Para Prakriti, God is also present inside every atom of the material creation and every, in the heart of every being. So he is constantly guiding, supporting, he's working. The work is there. God is the Supreme Guru. That's a job. That's a big job. That he's doing himself. It's not that God is, suffering, because God doesn't suffer. But he invests the energy. The work is there. Is that clear? So does that answer your question?
yeah.
Okay. So let's. 28. O Bharat, Arjuna, just like the ignorant people who are attached to the results of actions engage in work, a person who has knowledge should work conscientiously, but without attachment, for the benefit of people in general. Loka, Sangraha. For everyone. "26. You want to say something?
No, no, no.
Okay. A person who has knowledge should not confuse the understanding of the ignorant who are attached to their actions, but should rather help them to engage in all activities in a spirit of cooperation, giving a good example personally, showing by practice." So, here Krishna is saying it's not the solution to the problem is not to give a big preaching and telling people what to do. The solution is to help people engage in the best possible activity through, by using their proper guna and karma in the best possible way, and also giving them the example of how they should behave. So this is the job of a teacher, a parent, a king, or anyone who takes a position of responsibility should do this work. Instead of imposing something by force, they should help their subordinate to grow up, to develop, to learn in the proper way, and to become gradually detached through the proper application of knowledge. So, there is a gradual but solid progress. Okay. 27.
So, but like, should we tell somebody who is like attached, and like in general, how you always say that Laukik Vyavhar, how most of the Indians are Laukik Shraddha, all those things they are doing. So, shouldn't we tell them that you have to rise above this and
Yeah.
maybe?
Yes, we should.
So, should we?
We should in the proper way. Like, one of the best things we can do is to encourage them to actually read the Gita, which not many people do. I have, this is not just the problem of Indians, but the difference is that Hindus have inherited such a great treasure, so disregarding a small amount of money, okay, maybe you don't see so much value. But if you disregard such a big treasure, you look more stupid. You understand? Because the Abrahamic ideologies do not have the answers. But Bhagavad Gita has the answers. How many people are actually reading the Bhagavad Gita? I used to get angry a lot, when I was more social media, people misquoting Bhagavad Gita, misquoting the Shastra, and I think we should say something. We should, according to time, place, and person, we have to, adjust and say the best possible thing in that context. We cannot just, knock the doors down and, slap people around. Sometimes you want to, but it's not, not necessarily going to give the good results. So, we have to find a way to encourage people to actually, become serious in verifying the proper knowledge. Reading the original Shastra carefully. Whenever we can do that, that is, a very important work. If we can do even a little bit, it will be good. Like Adi Shankar says in the Raja Govinda song, Bhagavad Gita Kinchidadita. Even studying a little bit of Bhagavad Gita, you don't need to become a big scholar and telling people to recite the Gita every day, blah blah blah. No, just understanding the basics, you know. So that will be so beneficial for everyone. Mm. Okay, so shall we stop here?
Like I have one in this regards only. Like
Okay.
sometimes what I've observed, and because of that, I've stopped also doing. Like
Yeah.
we many times discuss that people misquote and use images of this new Mahabharata that Krishna,
Yeah.
and then put something Bhagavad Gita says this.
Yeah.
And I've seen, like, when you see this WhatsApp status or somewhere on social media, people often quote this way to vent their
Uh,
philosophy, like, whatever they like. But if you
exactly.
reply and tell that, okay, this is not there in Bhagavad Gita, they'll try to defend that whatever they've
Of
shared,
course,
because they
of
become so
course,
much
of course.
attached to it that, okay, they would have written this and now it's their responsibility to defend this.
Of
So
course, of course.
situation becomes difficult. Like, your personal relationship also gets
Well,
affected because of that.
that's why Krishna is saying, already in chapter 2, we have to be, equally tolerant of victory or defeat, honor or dishonor.
Mhm.
If you want to keep a relationship with people, don't keep their friendship on Facebook. Because you're going to, see all the stupid things that these people say and do. So if you don't say anything, you are kind of supporting them. Supporting the stupid things. Personally, I was not particularly, hurt when I was blacklisted by Facebook and LinkedIn. Because, okay, yeah, well, I've been here for some time. I said what I had to say. Goodbye. You know? We'll always find, better people. If you want to keep a, reasonably good superficial relationship with someone, it's better we just stick to good morning, good evening, happy Diwali, happy New Year. Because otherwise we kind of become partially responsible, and that is going to drag us down with them. This is why they say Mukta Sangha. Krishna is saying free from association and social contacts. It doesn't mean that we have to go, on top of a mountain and stay in a cave without seeing anyone. It means that we should not be running after social life for the sake of being social. You know, there are so many good people. Maybe not as many good people as there are stupid people. But still, we can try to find good, intelligent people and interact with them. Not waste energy on
Mhm.
other people who are not, going to listen. They're not going to not listen to us, because God forbid, we are nothing, we are just the instruments, but they're
Mhm.
not going to listen to Bhagavad Gita. They try to use Gita for their own purposes, and that's why they're distorting it. They're misquoting it because, as you already have noticed, they want to, defend their position. This is their idea, and this is better than what Krishna actually said. You know? So, okay, I mean, if they want to think so, they can go on and think so. But we should not encourage them in that direction. Anyway, it's not that important. you can keep your Facebook friends. You know, don't expect too much from them. They are what they are. Then now here and there you find good people. This is also a rule, an observation from the marketing techniques. You contact 1,000 people. You get maybe 10 people who are able to be interested. People who write back. These 10 people who write back, maybe one is going to be serious. This is why Krishna is saying. Krishna is also saying that in Gita. Manushanam sahasrashu kasidhyatati siddhaye. Among thousands of people, maybe someone will strive for perfection. And among all those who have actually achieved perfection, how rare is to find someone who actually got it right. So it's normal. Anyway, I hope I'm not ruining your social life.
No. Like I also feel sometimes pity that what we can't help. Like I've tried doing it, but people are so much attached to their own viewpoints that they don't want to grow up.
Of course. Then you just let them go. You say, okay, like Krishna just said now, don't disturb.
Yeah.
The mind of the clever people who are attached to their ideas, because they're not going to listen, and they may even get angry at you. So when they get angry at you, what can you do? Just step away. So, but it's okay. If we are not attached to the result, we are doing our work, whatever little we can do, and the important thing is the choice. Karma is not built by actions. It's the real action is actually the choice we make. Because as Krishna is saying, all activities are performed by the qualities of nature. But the foolish person who is confused by egotism thinks, I am doing. So, how is the karma accrued? How you're making karma if you're actually not doing anything, but it's modes of nature that are acting? Because you make a choice. You choose the gunas that you want to engage in the gunas. Guna guneshu vartanta. The karma as a reaction to the action is created by the choice, not by the action itself. So this is interesting. Because this means you can change your karma in any situation. You don't need to get in a better position in life to make your karma better. From any situation you can make your karma better. By choosing the guna. Okay. Any other observation up to here?
No.
No. Okay. So I think we had about 1 hour. So we keep the bookmark here, verse 27, and we continue from here next time. Thank you. Jai Jagannath, Jai Shri Krishna.